Hi everyone, this is Liz from Creative Life of Liz, and it is already time to set up my 2025 Everyday Planner. This is the Estelle by Annie Plans B6 Daily Classic. This is the dated version for 2025, and we are already here. Feels kind of crazy. If you haven't seen a tour of this whole planner, I will try to remember to link in the cards or down below or something. My haul that has this planner where I do a full flip through of it. I'm not going to do that today. Today we're just setting up the yearly pages. So I have already actually written in this planner. I know, stressful, but I did do a quick pen test here in the back with a few pens. I've been using, this is my third year in this planner, so I have a pretty good familiarity. The big one that was a mystery is I have this fountain pen that I had not previously used, and I had no idea if this particular fountain pen ink was going to work out or not. It does do quite well if you leave it to dry. You can kind of see, gets the usual amount of ghosting on the back. So now I know, basically. So for today, we are just going to set up the front pages here, these first few. And that is all we're going to do for today. I did pull in a few things to help. So I have that fountain pen. I'm going to try to use that. I also have a zebra mild liner in olive. I used olive as one of the colors that I used for my 2024 setup as well. I just personally really like this olive color. I think it's really pretty. And also I feel like it's a good neutral color while still being interesting. So I'm just going to use it again, and we're just going to deal with it. Hopefully that's okay with everybody. And then I also pulled in, this is the freebie from Estelle that came with the planner. I might pull in a little bit of this, but we're going to see how that goes. And then I have a couple things printed out that we're going to talk about later. So starting out here at the beginning, I did think about putting down some paper to cover this plain gray, but honestly the chances that I actually look at it feel pretty low, so I'm just going to leave it and we're going to not worry about it. I do think I'm going to take this little B6 Daily Classic that is in olive from this sticker sheet, and I'm going to stick it next to the little thing here on the 2025 just because I think it's really cute. For the date pages, I don't plan to do anything, so we're just going to keep moving on. I will reference these. I think that's helpful. Oh, I was going to say I'm not doing anything, but I do actually think I want to count the weeks here. So you will get, as you go into the days and stuff, it'll say week 1, etc. But personally, I think it might also be helpful to have here at the beginning. So I think I'm going to quickly mark all of those if I can do that successfully. Yeah, we're gonna see how this goes. Okay, I'm gonna try to use the fountain pen and just use it very small just to mark the weeks here. Let's see, 8, 9. I'm trying to do it just from the Monday start, so I don't double count. 15, 16, 17, 18. And then we move on to here. Let's see if this turns out correct. 23, 24, 25, 26. That looks about right. We should be about halfway through at the end of June. Anyone else always feel like they forget how to count when they have to do this? 34, 35, 36. And then we just finish off the year. And I'm going to mark 53 for the partial week there as well. Is this the absolutely most legible thing ever? Definitely not. However, it should be enough to be able to reference it if I need to as I'm pulling things out. Realistically, I'm gonna start as week 1 on the 1st of 2026 as well, but it doesn't really matter if they work out perfect or not. Okay, so that's everything that's going on these pages. Otherwise, they're just a reference kind of situation for me. Moving on to these pages, this is where the bulk of my setup is going to be. I'm going to actually fast forward you through most of it because it will get kind of boring, I think. But I am going to use these pages to put in a few dates, highlights, things like that. So my plan is up at the top, I'm going to put in things that I know are coming up during the month that are kind of highlights, things I want to plan, known trips, things like that. I'm going to stick those up at the top. I'm mostly just going to fill in, I'm guessing not that many things, especially for the second half of the year right now. But I am going to fill in at least a few things like the first quarter for sure. I know what's going on at this point. I am going to stick in some birthdays and holidays on here. I did pull out, this is my 2024 B6, so this is what I'm using right now. So I am going to use this to remember all of these important dates, things like that. So I am going to fill in those kinds of things. And then I'm also going to use the highlighter just to highlight the dates that my company will be closed. So I know that I'll have holidays essentially during that time. So I'm going to fill all that stuff in, and I'm going to speed you through all that stuff because it is going to be quite slow and boring. And then I will be back so that we can talk about the rest of the setup. Okay, so here is where we are at so far. I filled in the holidays. I just put a line through them. I don't really need to mark additional details for purposes of this planner. That will show up in like my monthly spreads, things like that. I did put in a couple highlights for the first quarter. After that, I have some guesses. So we'll probably do something for our anniversary in April. We'll probably do something for Memorial Day, so on and so forth. But I didn't fill any of that in because I don't know the details yet, so I just left it. So here's the first half and then the second half. Again, don't really have any details. I have some guesses, but nothing filled in concrete, so I didn't do anything up there. But got us a really good start and filled in all the birthdays, some anniversaries, things like that I need to pay attention to. This brings us to the last two pages that we need to set up today, which are the 2 blank pages. After that, we move into January. But these 2 blank pages, I'm actually going to fill in with some details, and I'm going to do it in the easiest way possible. So there are a couple things that I like to track. First off, I want to know holidays ahead of time, and I also like to track the moon phases. If you noticed, or if you watched last year's setup, I actually put the moon phases in down here at the bottom. I do like to track them, just because I like to know, and also there's like the first responder stereotype that says that full moons bring out all the crazies, basically. So, you know, that's something that we kind of track in this household. So I did this in the easiest way I could. I made stickers so that I can just paste these in. So this one, I made my own table just in like Excel or whatever, and printed it off. I did highlight every other row. I found what the internet says is the hex code for this mild liner for the olive one. So it should be like pretty close to a match. It's not perfect here. You probably can't tell on camera, but it's pretty close. So I have got this one ready to go, and it's gonna fit pretty well here. Not gonna be a ton of extra space, anything like that. And then I also used this Calendar Labs lunar calendar. I printed that. Both of these I rounded the corner after I trimmed them because I just like rounded corners. This one will have a little bit more space around it, just by virtue of how big it is. But I think they're both going to turn out pretty cute. So my plan is to just paste them in, basically. So for this one, I get like half a grid on the top and bottom and 1.5 on each side. So let's see. I think it peels easier here at the bottom. So we're gonna try to start here at the bottom. At what will be hopefully at least reasonably straight and reasonably centered. All right, this is not going to be perfect, but it's going to be close enough for my purposes. I need this page to be less wrinkly, ideally. This is the biggest risk of doing stickers on Tomoe River paper, is that they don't peel up well. All right, well, we're just gonna have to live with it a little wrinkled. So now this page is a little wrinkled. I don't love it, but I cannot fix it at this point. I think anything I do is gonna make it worse. So we're just gonna have to live with that, I guess. Makes me a little sad for sure. All right, let's see if we can do this side better because it is higher. So hopefully this will lay down flatter. I probably should have put something under the other side. All right, that side came out pretty well. This side, not as happy about, but we're gonna just have to live with it. So I think that covers this. So if we look back through what we did, just added a little sticker, added the week numbers, doing my monthly pages, a little bit here with one that's now a little ruined. My holidays, which I will come back and reference, I'm sure. And then the lunar calendar, I think I'm actually gonna leave it like this. I thought about kind of decorating the edges of this page, but I think it's good enough. So I think we're gonna leave it here and call that good for today. So as always, please like and subscribe below if you haven't already. I really appreciate it, helps me out. Let me know what you're doing for your 2025 planners down below, or if you don't have anything that you want to leave me some sort of planner emoji just to say hi. I would love to hear from you. And then follow me on Instagram at Creative Life of Liz. You'll see in progress spreads in this planner. You'll also see in progress and finished spreads in my other planners, as well as bits and pieces of my life, what I'm reading, all that good stuff. And until next time, bye.